Hey everybody, Dr. Greco here. Welcome to Ministry in a Minute. So yesterday we began a conversation on how to rightly or properly handle the Word. And we said that exegetics or Bible study is a tool that all of us need, and that even leaders and pastors need to kind of keep up on and refresh and get new ideas on in terms of not what the Scriptures mean. The Scriptures don't change. But how we dig into them. And we said that at the School of Ministry, we use the formal method. And we didn't really talk about that in depth. We said F in formal is find the unit. O is outline. And today I'm going to talk briefly about why we outline the Scriptures when we study them. You, as a Christian, any Christian, should be able to outline the Scriptures when you study them. The Scripture I gave you yesterday, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, Paul tells Timothy that he needs to be able to correctly handle the word of truth. The Greek there sometimes is translated rightly divide. And we all know that if you take something apart, and that's really what exegetics means, you can sometimes understand it better. And so the reason that we outline the Scriptures is twofold. The first reason, very important, is that you want to see the flow of a conversation or an argument develop in Scripture. If we take something out of context, then we can make it say anything we want. But if we have a unit and then we see the pieces of that unit, we can see Jesus ask a question and someone respond. We can understand the flow, and that helps us to make sure we get the meaning right when we know literally what's going on or what the context and how that context is developing in a Scripture. Here's the second reason, and I think this is more important even than that, and that is when you're going to teach a Scripture. If you're a Bible teacher and all, a Sunday school teacher, a pastor, a preacher, a lot of people will preach topically. They'll preach about a topic and then bring in Scriptures to develop that topic. But I think the more biblical way to preach or teach is exegetically. So we let the Scripture teach. And when you make an outline, what you're essentially doing is making an outline for a lesson. You're saying, I'm going to teach about this the same way Jesus did. If I go through Ephesians chapter 5 when I'm talking about marriage, I am teaching husbands and wives the same exact way that Paul taught husbands and wives, because I'm letting the Scripture be my guide for the lesson. This is why I think exegetics and expository preaching, just preaching verse by verse, teaching verse by verse, studying verse by verse, is so important. So outline it, let the Scripture do the talking. We'll see you tomorrow for another Ministry in a Minute.